Hello students, this is Miss Dalton and I'm going to do the lesson today on word problems again, but this time we have a special type of word problem that I like to call mixture problems. So our objective is the same. The learner will analyze a situation, formulate a system of equations, solve the system, and determine the reasonableness of my solution. So let's look at what our steps were in solving our word problems. So when you're solving word problems, you always want to highlight the important pieces of information. Okay, so bring a highlighter to class and go ahead and highlight everything that is important in this problem. And like I was telling one of my students the other day, when I do these word problems, I read the problem probably about 3 to 4 times. I read it one time just to understand what I'm dealing with, and then the second time I read through it, I highlight my important pieces of information. The third time is going to be after I set up my equation. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to define your variable. Okay, so I want to read my problem and figure out what are the unknowns. What am I trying to solve for? And those are going to be my variables. And you need to write that down. So write down what your x and your y value are. The second thing that you're going, the third thing that you're going to do is write your equations. Sometimes they're inequalities, but you want to write both of them down, and that's going to make your system. Okay, and then last, you're going to solve it using any of the system methods that we've talked about in class. You could use the graphing methods, substitution, elimination, or matrices. Okay, so let's look at an actual problem. Okay, so first we're just going to read through it. For thousands of years, pure gold has been considered one of Earth's most precious metals. 100% pure gold is 24 karat gold, which is too soft to be made into jewelry. In the United States, most gold jewelry is 14 karat gold, approximately 58% gold. If 18 karat gold is 75% gold and 12 karat gold is 50% gold, how much of each should be used to make a 14 karat gold bracelet weighing 300 grams? Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I've read through it, I know that I'm dealing with different types of gold. Now, you need to understand that they're going to be mixing these golds together to make 14 karat gold. They've got the 12 karat gold and they've got the 18 karat gold. We're mixing them together. So go to your question. It says how much of each, so that's a key word, how much of each should be used to make a 14 karat gold bracelet. So that's going to give me my variables. I want to make a 14 karat gold, but I've got 18 karat gold and I've got 12 karat gold. Those are my two unknowns. So let's make X, let's make that the 18 karat. And no, I did not misspell carat. That is how you spell carat when you're dealing with weight. And then the second part is my 12 karat gold. And so now these are my unknowns, my variables. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out what our equation is going to be. The first equation is just going to be a total equation. So, in other words, let's go ahead and highlight my important pieces of information. It says 100% pure gold is 24 karat gold, which is too soft to be made into jewelry. Okay, that really is some extraneous information. I don't need to put that in my equations. And it says in the United States, most gold jewelry is 14 karat gold. 14 karat gold is approximately 58% gold. Okay, now let's look at the other pieces of important information. Okay, it says if 18 karat gold is 75% gold. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. 18 karat gold is 75% gold. Okay, and then I also have that 12 karat gold. Let me get my highlighter over here. 12 karat gold. It's hard to do. I can't see where my cursor is. 12 karat gold is 50% gold. How much of each should be used? Okay. My total weight of my bracelet is going to be 300 grams. Okay, so going back to my equations, my first equation is going to be the x plus y. That's equal to my total weight, which is 300 grams. I'm going to take the weight of my 18 karat plus the weight of my 12 karat, and it should come out to be 300 grams. The second equation is a little tricky, and so this is why I call this a mixture word problem. Because now what I'm going to write in my second equation is what I call a percent total. Okay? Each of these types of gold has a certain percent that's related to it. 14 karat gold is 58%. Now, when I put that in my equation, though, I have to convert my 58% to a decimal. Well, hopefully you remember that the decimal 58% is really 0.58. So this percentage, 0.58, is going to go with the total because I'm going to have 58% of my total, which was the 14 karat gold, which was the 300. So I'm going to take 0.58 and I'm going to multiply it times my total weight value, which was 300. Now that's going to be what this second equation is equal to. And all of the percents that go with the 18 karat gold and the 12 karat gold is also going to be represented in this equation. So my X value is my 18 karat gold. So if I go back up here, 18 karat gold is 75% gold. Convert that to a decimal, so it's going to be 0.75 times every X. So every 18 karat gold is going to get multiplied by 75%. And then the 12 karat gold is 50%. So I'm going to add to that. 50% is just 0.5 as a decimal. 0.5 times Y. Alright, so here are my equations. So I've got the equations written, and so I'm going to go to the next screen because I want to pull in my calculator. So now what's going to happen is, here's my calculator. So hopefully you can see all of that in your screen. Here are my equations. Now what I'm going to choose to do is I'm going to use my matrix equations to solve this. And if you remember your matrix equations, first thing you're going to have to do is make sure that your equations are in standard form, which they are. I have ax plus by equals c. So you're just going to take your coefficients on the left side, 1, 1, 0.75, and 0.5. And when I'm solving this, I'm always going to take that coefficient matrix and I'm going to do the inverse of it. And now I'm going to multiply that times my constant matrix over here. So 300. Now down here I can choose to go ahead and multiply 0.58 times 300 on my calculator, see what that answer is and put it here. Or the great thing is on your calculator you can go ahead and type in the 0.58 times 300 in this matrix and it'll do it for you, so you don't have to do multiple steps. So come over here to your calculator and remember how we type this in. I'm going to go to alpha, zoom. There's my matrix. So it's a 2 by 2, so that's good. So I'm going to hit OK now. And there's my matrix. So then we're going to type it in, 1, scroll over, 1, and scroll over, get 0.75. Scroll over and 0.5. Whoops, I got 2 points in there somehow. 0.5. And then get out on the outside of it. Once you're on the outside, you want to hit this button right here, which is the inverse button. That's going to put that little -1 up there, which is what you want to have. And then now you're going to do your second matrix equation. So alpha, zoom. This time it's a 2 row by 1 column, so let's get up here to the columns and let's change that. So hit enter and go down to OK, and then I'm done with that. And okay, so it's taking me a little while to click on this for some reason. Oh, dang it, hit it twice. So let's go back up to this. Let me hit enter again so I can pull it down here, and then now I'm going to go ahead and change that. Alright, so on the top I have, not negative, I have 300, and then scroll down here and I've got 0.58 parentheses 300. Close your parentheses. The calculator will do that for you. Get to the outside and hit enter. Now it's going to have these numbers. That's your answer. So when you come over here, I'm going to go ahead and write that on here. So I've got that equals the matrix 96,204. And hopefully you remember that once you get this matrix equation, these numbers that you come up with, those are your x and your y. So going back to the equation, my x value was my 18 karat gold. So I'm going to say, because again the question asked how much is needed of each. Well, 96 grams of 18 karat gold and 204 grams of the 12 karat, so just to save time, I'm going to put 12K gold. And you always want to make a complete sentence, so are needed. And I'm just going to stop there. Okay? So that's the answer to your problem. Okay guys, so hopefully this was helpful. Just remember how you're going to set up your equation. Come to class tomorrow, we'll work on this some more. I do want to give a shout out to the band members. Good luck this weekend at Band of America in San Antonio. So come back refreshed, ready to work. We hope you do well. Go Rebels.